to another segment of Inside the UBC. You know, we're over 10 years of doing the UBC, and you know, we've had such tremendous results over the years. And you know, as we look back and reflect over that time, why has the UBC, you know, lasted the test of time? Why does it consistently get results, not just, you know, from one or two, but anybody that completes the course? And you know, the real conclusion that I came up with, now of course there's many reasons, but one of the key elements that seems to be missing from almost any other exercise program I see out there is that the UBC asks something back from the student. In other words, we structured almost like a college course. I mean, if you were going to take a course, what would you have? Well, you're probably going to have a workbook. You know, you're probably going to have some homework, things you're going to have to do on your own. You know, of course, you think, well, that's the exercise. Well, it's not. Really, that's the fundamentals that you have to do to get results from the UBC. But when it comes to the UBC, we're going to ask you just a little bit more. And that, of course, is the manual. You know, yeah, again, after 10 years, I went back and looked at some of my older manuals, and really what I did is I looked at the students that got the greatest results. And you know what was pretty evident is the ones that really did their homework. In other words, they really made their manual, you know, their personal journal, and just basically, you know, charted their progress. I remember this is Sally's manual, probably about 5-6 years ago. You can even see my messed up face from one of the older manuals. But the point being is this thing's used. I mean, she referenced it, she put notes in it. I mean, there's the note page is fully filled out to where she's just staying in touch with herself. She's reflecting, she's talking about the course, she's charting her progress. Again, in the UBC, you just cannot, you know, I cannot emphasize enough how important this is, that you're charting your progress every time. You know, there's so many students who've gotten great results, and 9 out of 10 times they come in with a manual as messy as this one because they've used it. And then the ones that, you know, if they even do finish the course, aren't maybe as happy with the results they're looking for, maybe didn't participate as much as they think they should have, can't even find their manual because they didn't take the course serious. Realize with the UBC, what separates it is the fact that you need to reflect. You need to chart your progress. You need to stay on task with the manual, so it's not just, okay, I go work out. That's any other exercise program, and people start working out, what do? They quit. A lot of people who have trouble with fitness have an academic mind. I mean, how many people out there have college degrees or did something well in school, and you understand that structure where the UBC is structured the same way. You've got your workbook, you have your homework, you read it, you chart your progress, and you stick to it all the way to the end. And at the end, what do you have to do? You got to turn your homework in. And your homework, of course, is your manual, completely filled out. Because if you do that, and it is completely filled out, pretty much guarantees you're going to get the results you're looking for.